Thank you. Well, I want to again express my appreciation to all of you in the audience, especially those students who are a part of organizing this and submitting questions. And I really do have bragging rights in the Congress for having a constituency with individuals who take their role as citizens so seriously, and it makes me very proud. There's a couple of items that I wanted to touch on in my closing, just because I don't think a couple of things that my opponent said should go without a quick response before I conclude. You've heard something about a survey, and there's a lot of goofy things on the internet. I happen to think that the survey is not a particularly credible instrument. A measure of power and effectiveness is what you believe, the voters of the 2nd Congressional District of Wisconsin. And one of the things I did recently was just sort of hop on the internet for a little while and just look at all of the various scorecards and surveys and rankings that are out there, actually only a sampling because you couldn't possibly get to all of them. And I would tell you, for example, that I am so proud to be supported and endorsed by and have a 99% rating with the AFL-CIO. The League of Conservation Voters, which grades the members of Congress on their environmental protection voting record, gives me 100% marks. The NAACP also gives me 100% marks. And the Disabled American Veterans also gives me 100% marks. I am proud of those, but I am much more proud of responding to and being attuned to the needs of the people of my district. I started to say in my opening that one of the ways I am responsive is by listening to local needs and local projects that are going to help improve our environment, help with economic development, and help with expansion to healthcare access here in South Central Wisconsin. And I have brought over $150 million back to this congressional district since I was first elected. Also, it is important to me to be responsive as you contact me. I've bragged already about how active and participatory you are. In this last year alone, I've received over 50,000 letters, emails, faxes, and phone calls from those of you who I'm proud to represent. And I substantively respond to those communications. I am incredibly proud of the district that I represent and my effectiveness in the Congress in representing my constituents. I'm also proud of representing a district in which young voters and student voters are so involved. You know, people across the country say all the time, students don't vote, young people don't care. And in many ways, I regard that as a self-fulfilling prophecy. If people believe that, it's going to happen. You have to show up. And I do. I have seen people on this campus make enormous differences in terms of our nation's politics, our world's politics, as well as local politics. Now, I didn't go into my biography much, but I was born and raised in the city of Madison, raised by my maternal grandparents. My grandfather was a scientist on this campus, and my grandmother was staff, and she worked in this building. She worked in the costume lab at the University Theater. So I spent some of my earliest years here. I also, when I was 23 years old and living on West Gilman Street in an apartment, launched my own political career when I sought to represent the campus district on the Dane County Board of Supervisors. I have been so fortunate that I can say that it is young people who've made the difference in many of my most tightly contested elections. I am proud of you, and I'm proud of the traditions of this university campus of being involved in politics and striving to make a difference on a global, national, state, and local level. I ask for your vote on November 7th.